31st, 10:07 in the morning on Friday. And I've taken 2 trades in gold. This video is going to be more to show you some lessons and techniques rather than all about me making a profit. I made 2 trades, and I'm just trading 1 contract at a time on this. And I actually shorted this down move. I should have been watching it more, but I was doing a few other things. Had some paperwork to do. So right now we see they're getting a little buy-in. Of course, this could be resistance, but there's a lot of volatility, so I tend not to look so much at the resistance rather than the money flow. If I see that we have a big bottoming bar as we did right here, there's no reason for me to be looking to take another short. I want to go whichever direction the short-term trend is going. And clearly it was going up right here. So every trade that I take, it's going to be based on what the short-term trend is doing. If it looks like it's going, for example, this way, then I'm going to try to get long. If we look like we're leaning down, I'm going to get short. Picture it this way. I'm going to draw a square. Picture we have a line down the middle, and then we either have something that's going up or we have something that's going down. And then the yellow line, of course, is the neutral line. If we're in an uptrend, then the probability is going to be greater that we can make a profit on the uptrend. And the same thing goes with the downtrend. Does that mean that you only can trade the trend? Absolutely not. But as a beginner, or as someone, if you're not making profits, you might want to be patient and wait for the trade to set up instead of forcing something. And then once you get more confident, once you learn to read and digest the order flow, then you can try to circumvent the situation and try to trade outside the normal ranges that you're used to. Alright, so we moved up and we hit a little resistance there. I'm going to zoom in. We're actually flat right now, so this would be a no trade. And the new bar opens in about 10 seconds. They're trying to bid this up. We broke out above this trend line, but if the selling continued, it would probably roll over right here. 1391 is a decent support level. Alright, I'm probably going to look to get long, see if I get long at 80. 2 contracts. Okay, got to fill at 80. Are they going to break out of this resistance right here at 40? That's the question. I could take a profit at 20. I should have took it quicker. Alright, I got filled at 20 and they did break it out. So we made 100 on that trade. So we made 5 cents. And that's another reason I like trading gold. I like trading crude, or I like trading the Russell. It's because I'm not being charged as much in commissions on a round turn basis. They're more highly levered. You know, when I'm trading the NASDAQ, I'm only making a 50% profit. So the margin of error is so narrow. If you don't have a good strategy and you could limit it to maybe 6 trades in a day and try to make 3 points, then it's really hard. You know, another tip I want to give you is when you're trading something, don't try to keep jumping back and forth to different asset classes. Even if a trend is setting up, this is my opinion, and it works for me, and you've seen my videos. I want to trade the same thing because I've spent all this time getting adjusted to the order flow and seeing where the players are, where the money's moving, and what the trend's doing. Why do I want to go somewhere else unless I absolutely have to, unless it's whipsaw back and forth sideways action? All right, we see they're still catching bids here. The support would now be that trend line at 96.40. All right, here's an example. Remember this, picture this bar as the neutral bar that I drew on the diagram about a minute ago. And this is the yellow bar, and here's the green going up, and here's the red going down. You see how you could have taken advantage of this? Here we go. Here's a better illustration. There's your neutral bar. Here's your green bar. You could have caught this for a point, or at the bare minimum of a couple of cents. And then here's your red bar, and you could have shorted that down. Now, of course, the short would have been harder only because the trend short term is up. Obviously, there's a decent amount of liquidity down here at the 1391.80 level. Otherwise, you wouldn't have seen this big move up. And you know, there might be someone trying to get involved and maybe try to buy either one more dip for a little more upside. And the only thing that really could make you get short right now is if we broke below this bar at 1396 and continued down with a decent amount of volatility on the bar and some increase in volume. I'd most likely be looking for a long. Alright, now the bids are coming in. Now I'll put an order in at 10 to get filled. New candle closes or opens in 10 seconds, so maybe we could get a wick down. I could get filled here at 10 if I'm lucky. And the new bar opened. I got filled at 10, and normally I won't do that. I'm going to put an order out there at 40 to get filled. Okay, I got hit on that. And now this selling's coming in. So I was lucky to get hit on that. And this is the reason why I will not get long on a new bar. I always get out. They suckered everyone in right now. The sellers took control. We're looking for shorts. Alright, here we go. Just waiting on them to crack this. As soon as they crack it, I'm going to put in a limit order to sell short and get involved. Here we go. Put it up there at 60. If they hit 90, I'm going to chase it. Alright, here we go. Move it down to 30 now. Alright, we got tagged at 30 for a short. Try to cover at 95 for 3 cents. That would be a $60 profit. And we got hit. Look, they took it down and it could go lower. Hit 70s now. Momentum's to the downside. So as far as right now goes, I think that's probably the last short that I could take. And if this decided to reverse, I'd be looking to scalp it for a long on that move. Alright. I don't want to chase this. I'd really like it to come down to, you know, maybe 94.70. Put an order in to get long there. Alright, I just got up for 2 seconds and just saw that I got hit at 70. Try to get hit at 30. That's where we just tagged. Okay. That was a good trade. I'm not sure where they filled me. Let me see. Okay, they filled me at 40. Of course they filled me at 40. They run it up to 70 or 80 and they filled me at 40. That's alright. At least I got 10 cents better than what I had originally tried to sell it at. And I'm almost 10 minutes in the video. I hope you learned a few things. If anything, I basically just hope you learn to trade with the trend. And it doesn't mean long-term trend. It doesn't mean you have to trade it the entire day, but focus on that, and that's a starting point, and build off of that. If you could learn to consistently make, and this is how I started, honestly, because when I first started in the business, I wanted to make $1,000 a day because I knew it would make me happy to bring home 20 grand a month. That's still a goal, and I'm sure I could do it. All I had to do was increase my size, but I had to come to some realization, and I finally said to myself, let me focus on $20 today, and let me do that for an entire week. And if I make 30, 40 certain days, I'll do that. So I lowered my size, and I detached myself from money. And that was another big aspect. If you're concerned about losing money, you're trading the money instead of the trade. So I built off of that. So I went from 1 contract, then I went to 2 contracts. Or when I was trading equities, I went from 100 contracts, and then I went to 300. And then, it progressed. And then I had a scaling system when I traded equities more often. And when I go to futures, it's basically I have a set number of contracts. I'm going to trade these contracts no matter what, this size. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's why when I tell you the entry is so important, I really do mean it. Alright, that's it. Have a good weekend. It's 10:27 now, and I'll talk to you later.